Are you a spender when it comes to your money? And you're in a relationship with somebody who's a saver? Or perhaps you avoid your finances altogether? What is your money personality? I'd like to welcome you to Money Talk Mondays. I'm Cherry Dale, and it's brought to you by Virginia Credit Union. If you're in a relationship with somebody, when it comes to your finances, you might deal with them a little bit differently. Are you a avoider, a spender, or a saver? All of these things are really important to know about yourself so that you can maximize your overall financial health. And it's really important to communicate that with your partner because we tend to attract to somebody who's completely opposite of us. You also want to keep in mind your past experiences and your values really do shape the way we view our money. For example, I was raised in a small town in Missouri. My dad was a Methodist pastor. My mom stayed at home. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. And I remember one day my mom came home and brought a big box of hand-me-downs, laid them down, was like, "You're wearing those to school." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Well, I did. And you know, there was a little town even smaller than where I was from that those kids wore those clothes to school. So when I showed up at school that day, the kids were like taunting me and making fun of the clothes I was wearing, calling me the name of that smaller town. So guess what I like to spend money on now? Clothes. That's right, because there's a direct connection in the way I feel when I get to choose what I wear and the clothes that I wear every day based upon my childhood experience. And you know, there's nothing wrong with spending money on clothes if you have it, but 10 years ago I went through a divorce. I went from 2 incomes to 1, and I really had to analyze my spending habits. And I realized that spending money on clothes, I just didn't have it. So I reevaluated everything, and I made that connection, and I understood, and I made a conscious effort to stay out of the mall and to really create a budget to manage my spending habits. So that's connecting all of those experiences and our values to move a step forward. So are you an avoider? So an avoider might be someone that just really doesn't even think about their money. They just let things happen as they may, and you know, might look at their checking account every once in a while. Well, it's dangerous if you're in that situation, because if you ever go through a financial crisis, it might impact you in a negative way and you wouldn't be prepared. Or perhaps you're a avoider in the fact that finances themselves are just overwhelming to you. You get anxiety wrapped around it, so you just tend to avoid your finances altogether. And reality is that is the worst thing that you can do when it comes to your finances. So I always encourage people to take a step back, separate yourself from your finances emotionally, and really look at things and develop a plan around your spending habits and your budget. And you also want to communicate that with your partner as well to get on the same page. Now, spending, and really in reality, again, it's not necessarily about what we're spending our money on, it's why we're spending it on those types of things, and it's really tied back to those values as well. So think about if you're somebody who really values friends, family, social time, connecting. You might be somebody who tends to go out to eat and socializes a lot. And there's nothing wrong with that. Or perhaps you're a giver, someone who likes to give gifts, or you're the person that everyone comes to in the family to get money from, and you like being that person. Well, the issue is if you give too much, you're running into some credit card debt, or you don't have enough money in your account at the end of the month. You want to put boundaries around those spending habits. So create a benevolence savings fund for yourself. You know those people are coming to come ask you for money. Put $50 into a savings account. When that $50 is gone, you're done with your gift giving or giving money away. Same thing goes with going out to eat. You value those relationships, and it's really important for you to be able to do that. But put boundaries around that so that you're not overspending. Now, if you're a saver, you might be somebody who really just enjoys looking at the money in their savings account or looking at their future retirement, and that gives you peace of mind. Bingo, that's the word, peace of mind. So it's not necessarily about savings in and of itself. It's about how savings makes you feel. You probably value security and understanding peace. And it's important for you, if you are in a relationship with a spender, that you communicate the fact that if they are going out and spending money, in reality, they're taking away some of your security that you have by spending those funds and your peace of mind. So it's important to have that open communication so that they can truly understand what your money personality is. Now you might be thinking, oh, you know what, Terry, I'm just a little bit of all of these things. And we tend to be, especially, and we might be one thing in a certain season of our life. We might be the avoider starting off, or the spender, and lend its way all the way to the savers. And it's okay, it's a fluid process. Life is ever changing, but the most important thing is just connecting all of these things to make you conscious and make you aware of how your values, your upbringing really create your money personality, and how that, with the interaction of your partner, your significant other, can ultimately empower you both to create a solid financial plan where you are on the same page to gain overall financial confidence. Well, I hope this segment has been helpful for you. In 2 weeks, we will be joined by an expert, and we'll also be talking about financial conversations for couples. So we talked about our money personalities and how important it is to communicate that with our partner. In 2 weeks, we'll dig into this idea of what are the things that we need to be discussing outside of that with our partner when it comes to our finances. So I hope you enjoyed today. Until then, I hope you manage your money well.